Welcome to the Double E Show. Bad strategy, horribly simulated. What's going on, everybody? Jibba73 back with the Double E Show. It's Depraved. Welcome back, everybody, to Merritt Falls. In this episode, we're going to discuss some things that were important. Like Nerd of Anarchy pointed out, in my stables, instead of selling off the horses as they come in, since it doesn't cost any more to house the horses, leave them be, and then when I build the railroad, I can sell them for the contracts if I can make more money off of them. So we're gonna do that this episode. So that being said, we need to get on with a couple of the building projects that we have around town. One being the stonemason. I've moved the hunter area, the hunter and forester area back here where it won't interfere with any mines. I've put in adequate housing. As you can see, the mines will pop out there. I don't have a mine on that side of the mountain. I thought I did, but I do not. But I've got stone and iron ore that I can get out of that mountain. And the objective is to not interfere with that. Now, I've got the sawmill. Let's see, city. This is where, yeah, so I want to build the fire station eventually. Where is it? Production. There it is. So the woodcutter, I'm going to plop the woodcutter in more centrally located. I was going to put it out here in the forestry area, but I don't want to cover up any of that green area, which is going to be for farms later on. So what I decided to do is I place it down here next to the warehouse. Figuring that as they chop the wood, people will carry the logs from the warehouse over to the chopper, or the chopper will pick them up. He will cut the wood, and then they will be able to be put right back over into the warehouse. Now, I want to place it in a spot that leaves room for them to walk behind it around the mountain, which is why I didn't tuck it up straight tight against the mountain. I left a little bit of room for a path. So the stonemason's going to have a priority of 2, I believe. Nope, priority of 1, and this will be a priority of 3. I let them get building. I need to order some metal parts because this one needs 2, and this one needs 2, and I have 1. So I think I'm gonna buy. 15, I think. So that I have enough too, because I want to build another shack. I want to build a shack that's over here by the doctor and the undertaker, because I started getting into the habit of building that little block of housing, which is fine. It's perfectly efficient, but I want to make it look more organic. So I've got my 2 hunters, I've got my 2 lumberjacks, and I have a carrier there. So that's 2 hunters with a carrier, 2 lumberjacks with a carrier. That's 6 people there. Oh yeah, I noticed too that lumberjack number 2, as you can see, in the trees. So I'm going to move his area just a little bit closer here. Boom. And plop it down there. And he can cut trees from there. So the reality is I have... I clicked on the person, not the lumber mill. So I have 2 there. I have 3. I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade the warehouse too. I have 3 in the lumberjack, 2 in the sawmill, 3 for the hunter. So that's 3, 6, 7, 8. So I actually need 1 more shack over by them. But anyways, in one of the updates, they made it so that when you upgrade your warehouse, people can still store and grab things from the warehouse as needed. It doesn't make it useless during that time period. Looking back in here too, I also wanted to check, there it is, city, shack, let's see, cemetery I got, let's see, what is it I'm looking for here? Transportation, is it in transportation? Yeah, the second warehouse. And I'm going to plop it in right over here because I want to have all of my valuables in one area, easier to guard, if you catch my drift. So can't place it right where I want it because of the mountain, but I can go just a skosh off center, right Boom, right there. Come on, put it down, put it down. There we go. No, I thought I put it down. There we go. Now I put it down. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and pause that. Right on. So we're moving along here in Merritt Falls. Things are happening. So Tony made comment of the Indians and the Bandits are probably going to start getting antsy with us if we don't pay attention to them, because our relationship with them is very low. But I don't have the money to throw as a tribute to improve those relations. So I come out here and I take a look at the bandit camp to see if it's growing, and it is not quite growing yet, but it's getting there. Even though we killed off one bandit and leaving him with two, they have a third bandit who's come to town. The longer we leave them go, the bigger their forces get. So looking over here at the Undertaker and the hospital doctor's office. Still no horses in there. Yep. So what I want to do, Tony had suggested that I build a lot more shacks because I want to have a lot of excess labor. My big fear with that all the time is food, but I do have plenty. And not in this episode, but in the next episode, I'm actually gonna cover that pretty heartily. So here we go with the shack. This is going to be for the doctor's office and the Undertaker and the stonemason when the stonemason is finally built. So just putting it behind here. They live hopefully near where they work, and that'll be good for them. And I prioritize that to a 2 because I want the woodcutter to get finished. I want to make sure we're down to 8 firewood. I want to make sure that they I want to make sure that they're warm for the winter, which is coming. Winter is coming. I like how my gunslinger's name is Jackrabbit. That's funny. All right, so I step it up a little bit so we can get through the building process of the upgrade of the barn, or the warehouse, excuse me, and the building of the woodcutter. We haven't got our iron parts yet. Here they come. And you'll see them right here. He will drop them off. Boom! There's my iron parts, metal parts. I call them by what I want to call them. It's a thing. So now they have everything they need for the upgrade of the warehouse and for the building of the woodcutter. And while they waited for the iron parts, they are now bringing the planks over. Here comes the Indians. Yeah, see the Indians. So we got an Indian attacking over here with a bow and arrow. And I want to make sure that I bring everybody who needs to be here into the fray. You with a pistol are going to attack there. You, as a laborer, are going to attack there before you go. And then the other engine is throwing Molotov cocktails on my doctor's office. And we can't have that. So I decided to split the attention and have her go over there and him go over there. And they can beat the pus out of this Indian. Because not cool. I'm just saying, not cool. All right, so they get rid of that Indian there. They get rid of that Indian over there. Right here. Boom. Done. Excellent. Now, I'm going to pause it up, and I'm going to send the people to the doctors that need to go to the doctors because they'll go about their merry way if you don't pay attention to it. And that laborer there will go to the doctor. And then I am going to... Now that the other laborers picked up the resources too quickly, but I wanted them to come get horses and put horses away. So I'm looking for laborers who aren't doing anything. Like this laborer here can come mount that horse. And then I got another horse over there I can have him mount. Here comes the Undertaker. He's going to pick up those Native Americans and bury them. Because we're Christian folk here in Merritt Falls, we don't want bodies rotting away on the ground. I say as if I know something might happen later. So, alright, so we got that horse. cleaning up the area. You can go back to work, and when you're done... I missed him. I was trying to grab him before he got in there. But you can go back to work. I'm glad I've got them armed. That's for sure. So let's look at our diplomacy here. You can see that the Hopu and the Navarro Indians are upset with us because of our expansion. So at some point I'm going to have to work on building up trust with them and then trading with them to get them well up into the green so that I may expand again, because this is not all the area that I would like. I might also settle a new town across the map, but look how much they've grown from when we first looked at them. When we first looked at them, they had a couple of teepees. Now they have this massive warehouse, and they've got 2 more teepees, and definitely more people living in their what would you call it? A village? I guess you would call it a village. Yeah. And they're over there by the gold mines, which we may want later, but we're not going to mess with them right now. And there's my bandit camp. And again, starting to grow now. And that's a cause for concern. That's a huge cause for concern. So I'm going to get a posse together. And we're going to go hunt these bandits down. So I'm trying to get all these guys to go where they need to go. Over there. And who else is armed? You're armed. You're a laborer. So I want you to go over there. But I decided not to send him over there. I'm going to let him finish dropping off his goods. I want my workers who are not carrying anything, because I don't want them carrying stuff over. And then they got to carry it back if they're wounded. So I'm going to let them drop off their goods. Those guys will wait for me, which is nice. So, before they go walking back out, I want him to come over there. And scooch my way back over here. And, yeah, that's the one I want to come over here. I think I already did that guy. And then I want to get that guy before he cuts down the tree. Right there, Mr. Lumberjack. You come over here. And then everything's looking good as far as that goes. Waiting on him, hoping he's dropping the metal parts off of the house, which he is. Good. You come over there. And you're running. And yes, you, over here. I'm getting a large posse together because the last thing I want is to be outnumbered in a gunfight against bandits who live their life by the gun. And these are simple town folk who just want to live in peace. Get what I'm saying? I think you're picking up what I'm putting down. All right. So now that I've almost got everybody over here, I am going to... let's see, what's the most strategic way to bring them in? It's not very far away. And as recommended before, I should split them up and have them create a crossfire to take out everybody in between. But I do not. I do not do that. I just, I say, come over here and beat the snot out of these people. Attack him. No. That's not what I do, I think. I think I bring them there. There you go. I step it up, and I spin around so I can keep track of where they are before they get there. And I hit pause. Boom. Come on. And you are going to come over there. And now they're upset because we've entered their territory. Okay. And you are going to attack that guy. All right, and you got first shot off, which is really good. Now, all of you are going to attack there. Attack, attack, attack. There we go. Okay, so now I ended up with 3 wounded people. Ooh, 4 wounded people. Oh, no, I got 3 wounded people, and one of the bandits is wounded and dying. So I make sure that he's going to go to the doctor's, and I make sure that she... Oh, no, it's another he, Sumner. Okay, is going to go to the doctor's. And I make sure that my gunslinger is going to go to the doctor's. Now, I should have had them mount up horses before leaving, but I did not. And that turns out badly. Bad decision. Right on. So you who are here that are not injured, mount. I can't mount that last horse because that bandit is still alive. So technically, he still owns that horse. I don't know why we couldn't take him out. Because he knelt and gave up. We couldn't do it. Now, I've got them. I want them. I could have just grabbed them as a group, I think, and said, go unmount horse and stable. All right, so you, and I also forget here that I need to burn down these tents in order to keep the bandits from respawning. So if I come over this way and I take a look around, I need to find me some laborers to go pick up those spare guns on the ground. Extremely important that they do so. So you, woodcutter, you builder, you laborer. You laborer, go get gun. Go get that gun. Right on. Now, you, woodcutter, go get gun. Go get that gun. Boom. Right on. And lastly, do I have anybody kicking around who's not doing anything? I don't think I do. There we go. There's a laborer without a gun. You, go get gun. Go get that gun. Boom. Right on. Okay. Let me unpause. And I think I step up the speed here. Probably not. I've got the lady standing there by the horse waiting for this guy to die. Because if he dies, I can then grab the horse. I'm just waiting. Hanging out. Just waiting. You know, chilling. Should have stepped up the speed here. Would have been nice. Move things along. There it is. Getting smarter, Jibba. Getting smarter. Oh, another bandit spawned. And she's only got a pistol. Worst gunfight ever. Because he has a rifle. And she is now deceased. So, I got to gather up my gun people again. Which could be those two. I want to bring them back here. Take this guy out. His name is Oliver Radnauer from the Wild Bunch, and he needs to be taken care of. Didn't even get wounded by her guns. Oh, and the woman came over and started beating him up, but she wanted to get her rifle. Right on. So, let's pause. Pause. Have her get a horse. There you go. Can't get Boo Juice horse yet. He's not dead. But I can have you get that one. Right on. Okay. Now, she's on a horse. All right. So, now I know I need... I just noticed that one of my residents passed away en route back to the doctor's. So, there's a new guy coming into town to replace one of the people that just passed. And I'm going to have him pick up his rifle. And the second one passed. Dang it. Stinks to high heaven when that happens. So, now I realize they're going to respawn. They're going to keep respawning. There is a pistol over here, and somebody is on the way to get it. No? No, not yet. But they will. Yep, Boo Juice just finally passed away, so I'm picking up his horse. Right on. Now, start looking around. Unmount horse and stable, right? Click, 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 just making sure. Click, click, click. Yeah, it looks like it's happening. Click, click, click. Game's paused, so sometimes the icon doesn't show. There it shows. Right on. Now, you two need to do something. And that's going to be burn down these tents. You're going to burn down that tent. Right? There you go. Now I've got a Colt and a rifle laying over there that I need picked up. And I'm going to make sure that he attacks that one. Because I don't know whether or not the guns will remain once the bandit camp is gone. Especially if the guns remaining belong to the bandits. But anywho, we're setting a blaze to the bandit camp. We're getting rid of them. We don't need them. We don't want them. We don't like them. They need to go. There's a laborer there who definitely needs a gun. And he's going to come over and he's going to pick up that rifle. Right on. And I have anybody else that's currently unarmed? I really don't, do I? Well, I know I had some people die, so I can check to see. Do you have a weapon? You do not. I'm going to have you come over here. Get him gun. You're going to pick up a Colt. You're going to pick up that Colt. Boom. It was clicked next to. And so I thought that was a separate Colt, but it is not. So that revolver is that revolver is that revolver in that area. Right on. So we're good. Okay, so let's unpause and watch them burn down the tents, huh? As I scan through the bodies to see if there's any more weapons to pick up. Come on, boys. Set her ablaze. Unpause, Jibba. Unpause. You can search while they unpause. There we go. Okay. So it takes a little while for that big sucker to ignite. He throws a lot of firebombs on it. There we go. That one's smoking, so now I'm going to have him do that tent there before anybody spawns from it. And first tent burnt to the ground. Right on. We are not pleased that you are on our land. Well, guess what? Do something about it, mister. You think you're quick enough for me? There's a second one's gone. Boom, he's got a rifle. He's heading back to his job. Good man. Okay, I still got that pistol on the ground. Somebody's going to come. Oh, look at the antelopes running away from the fires. Right on. New building available. Sweet Jeebus. Don't click on it yet. Alright, so that's gone, and bandit camp, she is no more. Right on. So they go back to their job. I don't think the Undertaker actually ever comes over and gets Judith, because she's so far outside of our town limits. But you can see the bodies are starting to disappear over there. Now I check out what's new. What did we have that's new? The Forester. Awesome. Reforestation is going to be important because I did pick an area that has a lot of dirt around it. So having the reforestation as a tool is important. Alright, so it looks like they did finish that. I got to take these people and let them go about their business because they just, well, they pretty much hung out there. Got a new guy coming in. Those guys are going off to do their job. New guy. You do your thing. So now I'm up to 21 settlers or pioneers, settlers, whatever the beginning stage one is. I got 13 horses sitting in there. I'm taking Nerd's advice, and I am not going to use those horses or sell off those horses at 25 a whack. I'm going to wait till I get the railroad up and sell them then. I might even have to build a second stable, but I'll do what it takes. Right on. So now I've got crop fields unlocked. I've got the butcher unlocked. And I've got the silo unlocked. Really, really cool. And of course, decorations, which this town needs some decorations. It really does. But we'll get to that later. So Jackrabbit went ahead and went about his duties without mounting a horse. So he needs to be on a horse when he's doing that because he gets around quicker. Which means that if we get somebody tries to steal something from us, we can chase him down. Is the warehouse done yet? So the woodcutter's done, right? They're doing their thing. I really should put labor. Yeah, there we go. The warehouse just finished. Now it's a large warehouse. We're good to go. Stonemason, unpause. And then I got a rifle going in there. We'll make sure that somebody gets hold of that eventually. Here comes the train. Here comes the train. And the area, she is empty. All gone. The paths there are fading. Got all of our people buried in the cemetery that we could. Right on. There's the rifle. So you're a builder. I really would rather it be a laborer. There you go. Harvey, you want a rifle. So go get a rifle. Right on. Now let's take a peek here. Because I know I lost a couple of people. I want to make sure that my lumberjacks have weapons. And I want to make sure that they have rifles, specifically. Because they're the ones that are going to run into bears and wolves and things like that being out in the wilderness. Oh, okay. Took care of a wolf. Got it. So you, Mr. Hunter, come skin this wolf. He can't because he's fully loaded because I lost my carrier. Which means I need to check the other ones to see. And it did. I lost the carriers for those guys. Very important. Again, I need to put one more shack over here, which we'll take care of in a later episode for sure. Pick up all those items and get them in the warehouse. No more rifle in there. I think he went and finally got it. He's splitting wood. Doing a good job. Local storage is full, though. He needs carrier. Got a gunslinger on the way to town. We'll figure out, does he have a rifle or a pistol? He has a pistol. It is what it is. But I decide I need a second gunslinger because I'm putting in the second warehouse. So I am going to hire him. I think it's very important that Redmond, Preacher, comes. Right on. Okay, so Hunter, local storage is full. You now have carrier. I need to get people over there. Yep. So I'm toying with the idea of, having him come, hiring him, taking his pistol, firing him. But I decide to hire him, make him want a rifle, and have him mount a horse. And then once he mounts the horse and he comes out, I'm going to assign his working area, and then I'm going to finagle the town folk to get him a rifle. So where's your working area going to be? It's going to be right in there. I'm going to make sure that I have a loop that covers that warehouse somewhat, the second warehouse, and a little bit of the town hall. And then we should be good. You get to work. Right on. Now, I got him wanting a rifle, and she's got a rifle. I'm going to make her want a pistol. And I realize this isn't going to work. I have to get them to drop their weapon. So I have to make it so that if I click, if I click on his pistol or on her rifle, here it is, click on the rifle, she doesn't want anything. She's going to drop that rifle. And then I'm going to click on him, and I'm going to make it so he doesn't want anything, and he's going to drop his pistol. And there he dropped it. Now, I'm going to make her want a pistol, And she's already going to go pick that up, and I'm going to make him want a rifle. And now he's got to go to the warehouse to get it, because that laborer got there real quick. There's a rifle. Is he going to get the rifle? He went and got the rifle, so he's good. So she just needs to go and get the pistol. Let's see. We got the shack there. I'm thinking about putting in a second house, because I've got the stonemason. I'm going to make sure that he's... I take a quick look around, but I'm going to have him clear this rock that's right in front there. And that's the 3 people that should be living in that shack. Alright, so she ended up getting her pistol finally. We're good to go. So listen, that's going to do it for this week's episode in Merritt Falls. If you like what you're watching, hit that like and subscribe button down below. Tell your family, tell your friends. If you have any suggestions, tips, or tricks you want me to implement here in Merritt Falls, put them in the comments below, because I will read them. And with that, I will catch you next Thursday for another episode of Depraved. Peace. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, check out the playlist above, or watch what YouTube tells you to on the right. Oh yeah, and subscribe.